Hello everyone, I'm Anuj Nakade and welcome to LiveLaw. We now bring you breaking news from the Supreme Court about a prolonged political controversy. This controversy is regarding the extension of tenure of the Enforcement Directorate Chief, Sanjay Kumar Mishra, who was first appointed as the ED Chief in November of 2018. According to his appointment order, Sanjay Kumar Mishra was set to retire 2 years after his appointment after attaining the age of 60. But the central government retrospectively revised the order and increased his tenure from 2 years to 3 years. A petition was then filed in the Supreme Court by a registered society called Common Cause to examine the validity of the retrospective revision and extension of Mr. Mishra's tenure by an additional year. The central government had told the Supreme Court in this hearing that the reason for his extension is that several important investigations in trans-border crimes are at a crucial stage. At the time, a division bench of Justice L. Nageshwara Rao and Justice B.R. Gavai held that the extension of the tenure of the ED Chief can be only granted in rare and exceptional cases for a short period of time. The court chose not to interfere with the extension of the tenure since it was supposed to end in November 2021, but the Supreme Court also cautioned the central government that no further extension of tenure will be granted to the Chief of the Enforcement Directorate. However, in November of 2021, 3 days before the retirement of S.K. Mishra as the ED Chief, 2 ordinances were passed by the President of India, amending the Delhi Special Police Establishment and the Central Vigilance Commission Acts. These ordinances turned into bills which were then approved by the Parliament in December. These amendments allowed the central government of India to extend the tenure of the directors of both the Central Bureau of Investigation and the Enforcement Directorate 1 year at a time till the completion of 5 years from the initial appointment. Sanjay Kumar Mishra, who was supposed to retire in November 2022 after his second extension, was given another 1-year extension, appointing him to be the Chief of ED till November of 2023. This extension was then challenged by a Congress leader named Jaya Thakur in the Supreme Court. The amendment to the Central Vigilance Commission Act has also been challenged before the Supreme Court in 8 different petitions by various political leaders like Randeep Singh Surjewala from the Congress and MP Mahua Moitra and Saket Gokhale, the RTI activist and the now TMC spokesperson. In a counter affidavit filed by the central government, the centre told the Supreme Court that these petitions are motivated by political interests as the petitions are filed by individuals from political parties whose leaders are currently being investigated on the charges of money laundering by the Enforcement Directorate. The counter affidavit stated, and I quote, "The petitioner would only be convinced that these agencies are independent if these agencies were to turn a blind eye to the offences committed by the political leaders of their political party." Soon after, Justice K.V. Vishwanathan, who was appointed as a judge at the Supreme Court in May of 2023, was appointed as an amicus curiae in the matter before his appointment as a judge. In February of 2023, he told the court that the third extension granted to the ED Chief and the amendment to the Central Vigilance Commission Act to extend the tenure by 1 year at a time was illegal. He contended before the court that Directorate of Enforcement and similar institutions must be insulated from executive influence in the interest of democracy. Notably, he told the bench, and I quote, "These agencies do important work and need not just independence, but the perception of independence." Senior advocate Gopal Shankar Narayanan, while raising concerns regarding the amendments granting extensions of tenure 1 year at a time, said that it threatened the independence of investigating agencies. He illustrated that the amendments and the threats they posed as a carrot and stick policy. His exact words were, and I quote, "The problem of the carrot and stick policy of dangling extensions over the incumbent and making the grant of further extensions contingent on their performance, the investigations presided by the director cannot be independent." The Solicitor General of India, Tushar Mehta, on the other hand, sought to defend the government's decision to extend the tenure of the ED director. The grounds of his defense was that ensuring continuity in leadership was imperative, especially in the light of the upcoming peer review by the international watchdog organization called Financial Action Task Force, which is due to take place in 2023. He told the court India's performance according to the FATF norms will be assessed this year, after a decade. He also pointed out that based on this assessment, countries are categorized into lists indicating the level of their performance, which would ultimately entitle or disentitle them to not just receiving financial assistance from the international organizations such as the World Bank and the Asian Development Bank, but also borrowing from foreign banks and a host of other benefits. A 3-judge bench of Justice B.R. Gavai, Justice Vikram Nath and Justice Sanjay Karol heard this matter and reserved their judgment in May. The court has now pronounced their judgment today. The court has noted that the scope of the judicial review over legislation is very limited and the appointment of these officers are made by a high-level committee. The court also opined that there are sufficient safeguards to ensure independence of the organization in the mechanism of the extension of the term. Hence, now the court has upheld the amendments made to the Central Vigilance Commission Act and the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, allowing the centre to extend the terms of the heads of ED and CBI 1 year at a time up to 5 years. These extensions can be granted to high-level officials in the public interest and with reasons in writing. However, the court also held that fresh extension given by the central government to the ED chief in November 2022 is illegal and violates the mandate of the Supreme Court's judgment in 2021 we discussed earlier in this video, where the court had specifically ruled that Sanjay Kumar Mishra should not be given further extension. The court has now allowed him to continue to remain on his post till 31st July 2023, taking into consideration the concerns expressed by the union government regarding the peer review by FATF and to ensure a smooth transition of power. That's all we have for you in this video. Hope you found this video informative. If you did, do share it with people you think who would find it interesting. Like this video and tell us in the comments how we can shape our content to bring you your legal news in more engaging ways. You can find even more details about this case on our website at www.livelaw.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for notifications. Thank you.